Welcome to the Hodgepodge Artist. I'm Angela Murray, and today I'm talking about my 2025 goals as far as art, and I made a list, so hopefully that'll keep me on track. There's 7 things that I plan on doing, incorporating in the new year to refine, to learn, to focus myself so that I can keep improving and kind of making this dream of artistic endeavors something more real and more concrete. The first thing, and so if you're interested in that, please continue watching and welcome to my channel if you're new. And if you're returning, I appreciate it. I'm just loving this YouTube journey and growing this community and getting to know all you folks. So the first thing is more sketchbook work. So I want to build a practice of doing sketchbook items, drawing basic things, just learning how to draw on my own. One way I'm doing that, of course, is I'm going to keep doing the Patreon. So right now I'm in Crixus Natasha Newton, and I just signed up for On Mar Wins, and she's very heavy into sketchbook learning, so I am definitely doing that, and I'm going to keep those 3, I think, for the year, unless things change, you never know, but that's kind of where I'm at. I particularly like them because I like to do the Zooms, so that is one huge way that I have improved sketchbook wise. I don't do a lot of general sketchbook stuff, but on Marwin, I just signed up for at the beginning of the new year, and she's having a 14 day, something like that, challenge, and it's a little out of my comfort zone because it's everyday things, and I'm intimidated to draw a jar of pickles. I don't know why it is, but I'm going to try my best. I don't always also do the best at doing daily things, so, but I've put it in my calendar. I'm going to make a point of it, and that's just what you got to do to improve. The next thing I got was this bright idea that I would do again, back to this daily, I work a full-time job, and so I can't keep up with a daily practice. It's just not practical. But originally I had purchased the Met Art 365 Days of Masterpiece calendar, and I thought, okay, once a day I'm going to draw what is on here for the day, and kind of study the master, study people that have been good enough to get into a museum. And this is the 6th, and I haven't touched this at all. But I have decided that I am going to take the days, because some of these I just won't be able to do, but it's still fun to see the art, see what kind of makes it. And I'm going to use the weekends when I have my free time to, oh, looks like I didn't realize it, but the weekends are together. That's kind of nice. To pick a couple to do, and what I don't do, I'm going to punch a hole so I know I did them. And so it's mainly going to be a 52-week practice. I'll go through the 7 days and kind of decide what piece of artwork I'm going to do. Plus it kind of teaches me styles, which goes into my next point, that I want to find my artistic style or my artistic voice. Last year I was trying to find it through the Gelli plate, through watercolor, and I want to keep that up. I want to keep up my art junk journals. I'll be sharing some finished ones in the next video after this one. I've already filmed it. I just gotta schedule it. And yeah, and so I just want to learn what my artistic voice is. I think, like I've stated before, but if you're new here, you don't know, I picked the name Hodgepodge Artist because I do a little bit of everything, or a wide variety of different mediums and different types of art, different, acrylics, watercolor, junk journal, collage, Gelli plate, things like that. So it's just a hodgepodge of things that I do. The other thing is I'm going to use, I want to improve my watercolor, and I want to learn to mix my own colors. So the color cube is something that I am going to use to do that, even for acrylics and whatnot, kind of get some color palettes. So that was something that I had gotten for Christmas, and you can see the haul video as well. I'll link it in the cards. And the other thing, I got these in the same video. I got these Artgraph tailor shape sticks or blocks, and somebody wanted to see and made a comment that they wanted to see how they worked. And I thought this would be a perfect example of because I love the suggestion, and I like I said, I want to build this community, so I want to do things that interest people or teach people, even though I am learning myself. And so I'm going to learn and mixing my own colors, and I want to start by doing that. So here, I was kind of practicing the other day. These re-wet just fine. I put a couple of the tubes in here. This, of course, is the blue. And I'm going to learn to color mix, and having these three primaries, which this follows the CYM, yellow, blue, or cyan, and magenta, though they say this is blue. And then I can, these wet real easy. I don't know if you can tell that. I'm probably shaking too much. But, so you just put a little bit in there. They wet super easy, mix them together, and you get this beautiful purple out of that. And it's teaching me how to, I want to learn how colors interact, what varying shades of blue would get a different, what varying shades of red would get a different color. Because it's just something that it's not that I can't grasp it, but it's a harder concept for me. And I had focused on getting every color under the sun so I didn't have to mix. But I kind of like the idea of being able to do both, having convenience colors but having the knowledge of using my own. So what if I put a little yellow in there? What color do I get then? See? It's more of a brown. Yeah, see, more of a brown. And it's fascinating to me. You put these colors together and what you get, but it's not something that I've really studied. So that is what I'm going to try to do. They blend very seamlessly, so if you were interested in kind of a review on these, I think they are worth getting. And they do lots of different things. So let's mix a yellow in with this other blue. Let's see what color green we get. Just to kind of play, a really good grass kind of green, I would say. Like these two colors together would make a beautiful landscape. So, like I said, I just want to learn to color mix, and these are the perfect thing to make that happen. And they are worth the investment. I hope whoever asked for, I can't remember the name of the commenter, asked for kind of a review on these. This gives you an idea of what that is like. But you can get so many. Like if I water it down even more, see what happens if I water it down. If I can get a lighter. So see, same color, but just not as saturated. And there we go. And if I put more yellow in there, what color can I get? More of a, see, yeah, see, and then this is how I learn, just making swatches. It's also kind of a relaxation thing, much more Like this is a dark green. This is more of a, I don't know, it's got kind of a, I would almost say teal to it, but I don't know if that's accurate. And this is more, to me, a chartreuse. But feel free to comment if you think it's a different color. This is more of a purpley brown, of course the pure blue, and then the purple. And then what happens if we put just a smidgen of the red in there? What color would we get then? Kind of a raw umber, I would say. So just learning the degrees of mixing is definitely something I want to be able to do. I know, folks that go to actual art school, this is the fundamentals they learn, and they're pretty much, I think, told to only use the primary to do their artwork. So obviously, having that foundation is going to do a lot to help me understand degrees of things. So yeah, I talked about my artistic voice, my improving of the watercolors. Another way I'm improving on how to do watercolors is one more Patreon that I follow, which I'm going to butcher this name, is Maria Raskowska. I'll link them down below, so their YouTube channel, so you can follow them. They're great communities. I have really enjoyed them. So I talked about Sketchbook, the 365 art calendar. Another thing that's on my bucket list or my goal list is to finish my dad's large-scale barn. If you've seen some older videos, you've seen that I am trying to, on a large scale, to put on his wall specifically. I actually found the picture, so he wants this barn painted. Here's a sheet for reference to maybe put in there. I promised him that. I'm very intimidated by it, but I'm going to work through it. You don't work through things and improve without a little bit of fear and working through that fear. So that's my only hesitation, is that I'm fearful. He was very kind and said that we could maybe find somebody else to make the photo, but I want to at least try, or the painting. I want to at least try and overcome that fear of failure. Another thing is online classes. I've already purchased. I'm not going to purchase anymore because this year is going to be about using and learning and not consuming so much. So I have got a discount at a Skillshare, so I'm going to do that. I've purchased a couple, a couple classes from Udemy. I'm going to, one was oil painting and one was drawing, so I'm going to work on those through the time. And then last year I signed up for Wonderlust, which is a collage kind of class, and I am going to catch up on that. I got quite far behind on it, so I'm going to work my way through that. I've also signed up for some of Sandy Hester's classes, so going to finish watching those. But I'm going to try my best not to sign up for any additional classes, except for unless they're in person, which leads me to my last thing that I am going to do this year as far as goals, or what's going to be new in the new year, is I'm going to go to art events here locally. I recently moved from a more smaller town with not a lot of things like that to do, and I'm going to do art events. I actually, this weekend, instead of making this video, I got out my acrylic gouache and my jelly plates, and I played and learned. I'll have a video of that coming up, and how learning and the failures I made and whatnot. And I watched another Patreon that I signed up for, was the Folk Art Academy, I think is what it's called. And again, I'll link that one below. So she does jelly printing, sketchbooking, kind of a mixture of everything like me. And I am going to kind of find my artistic voice, particularly doing the jelly plates, not as a way of making collage paper, though I do love to do that, but as a monoprint kind of thing. And I have 4 pieces that I have put in a members only. I did sign up. It wasn't too expensive to become a member. And their members only are free to put your work in. So I created 2 additional pieces. I had 2 that I already kind of liked, felt like was quote unquote good enough. And I'm putting them in the show. It'll be interesting. I'm doing my best not to get my hopes up, but not to be down on myself either, because I do think that I have some talent there. I do feel like the pieces that I'm presenting are good quality pieces. I make a hell of a lot of quote unquote ugly art, but you have to get to that good pieces of art, so that when you find that gem and that joy of having that piece that you are just so proud of, it just supersedes all the ugly experimental art that I have done. And I'm actually learning to embrace my ugly art. There's one, through this process of what I made last week, I found that part of my artistic voice might be that just making like chaos pieces, like pieces that look like chaos but actually have some uniformity to them. After the show happens, I'll share this stuff, kind of my experience on how the show went. So if you keep watching, you'll kind of maybe you'll look forward to that. But yeah, I don't want to ramble too much. Those are my goals for the year. Again, thank you for being here. I have grown quite a bit in the little time that I have actually invested in YouTube, and I love it. I love the interaction. I love, even the critiquing. People have given me ideas on making better videos. I appreciate that. And don't forget my other video, I will link it, I'm doing a giveaway of, where'd I put it? Of this Cotman watercolor, Winsor & Newton. So if you want to join that giveaway, it ends next Friday on the 10th. And on the 11th, I'm going to pull a name and send this out. It is to international people, but you'll have to pay the customs if that is the case. And, well, again, thank you for being here. Thank you. If you got to the end, write goals, if you would, in the comments, so I know that you watched all the way. And if you did, I appreciate it. You are super awesome. And you guys take care. Oh, and subscribe and comment. YouTube likes us to say those things. Anyway, thank you very much. Take care.